If stories of love, betrayal, and hard truths fascinate you, subscribe and become part of our storytelling circle. This is how I destroyed a decade of marriage in 10 minutes. 10 minutes, that's all it took. One reckless choice, and the life I built with the man I promised forever to began collapsing right in front of me. The worst part. I watched it happen like I was standing outside myself, refusing to stop the flames. Ethan and I weren't flawless. No couple is. But we had our own rhythm. Quiet coffee before the kids stirred awake. Tuesday night takeout. Silent exchanges of pride when our children did something funny or smart. It wasn't a dramatic love, but it was steady, and I used to treasure it, until I didn't. It began innocently enough. A 3-day work conference in Chicago. I packed Ethan's favorite pajama shirt because it carried his scent, and I felt guilty leaving him with 2 kids. But at the same time, I felt light, unburdened, as if I could finally breathe. The hotel was extravagant, marble floors and free wine tastings in the lobby. I hadn't been in that kind of environment for years. My boss, Lauren, insisted I attend the welcome mixer. That's where I met James. He was nothing like Ethan. Tall, magnetic, with a smile that made me forget about the minivan and stretch marks waiting back home. For the first time in a long while, I felt noticed. Really noticed. We talked about music, books, places we wanted to see. He laughed at my jokes. When the mixer ended, he walked me to the elevator. As the doors opened, his fingers brushed against mine. I didn't pull away. That night, I lay awake staring at the ceiling. We hadn't kissed. We hadn't even hugged. Yet, something inside me had shifted. On the second day, we ended up in the same breakout session. We sat together, shared notes, grabbed lunch. I knew I should create distance, but I didn't want to. And admitting that truth still stings. That evening, we had dinner, just the 2 of us. James opened up about his divorce, how his wife had stopped looking at him with love, how he longed to feel desired again. I should have excused myself. I should have told him I had a husband, a family. Instead I said, I know what you mean. And then, in the elevator once more, it happened. He kissed me. It wasn't passionate or dramatic. It was slow, tender, almost familiar in a terrifying way. I didn't stop him. I kissed him back. I wish I could say that's where it ended. That I remembered Ethan's face, our children's laughter, the vows we exchanged. But I didn't. I followed James to his room. 10 minutes. That's how long it lasted. 10 minutes to erase 10 years of loyalty, forgiveness, bedtime routines, and grocery trips. When I returned home, everything felt off. Ethan welcomed me with a weary smile and a kiss on the cheek. I nearly broke down. Not from guilt, not yet, but from realizing what I had already destroyed. For 2 weeks, I pretended it hadn't happened. I overcompensated, cooked Ethan's favorite dishes, initiated intimacy, helped more with the kids. He noticed the change, asked if I was all right. I lied and said yes. But guilt doesn't strike like lightning. It seeps in slowly. When your daughter draws a picture of your family. When your husband absent-mindedly rubs your back during a TV show. When he tells you he's proud. That's when it cuts the deepest. And then I slipped up. James texted me. Nothing explicit, but enough. Been thinking about you. Last time keeps replaying in my head. Ethan found it. He didn't shout. He didn't cry. He simply handed me the phone and asked, "Do you want to explain this?" That's when everything unraveled. I confessed it all. I didn't hide behind the conference, the alcohol, or stress. I told him the truth because, at the very least, he deserved that. He listened silently. His hands trembled, his jaw clenched so tight I could hear his teeth grind. Then he asked, "Do you love him?" I didn't. Of course I didn't. But I hesitated. That silence shattered him. He stood, walked into our bedroom, and shut the door. I slept on the couch. By morning he was gone, bag packed, saying he needed space, admitting he wasn't sure he could ever see me the same. When our kids asked why he was at grandma's, I told them he needed a short break. A week later, he filed for legal separation. I begged. I cried. I wrote letters. We tried counseling. We even tried date nights. But it always circled back to the same question. Why? And I never had an answer worth giving. Why risk everything for someone I didn't love? Why gamble away the life we built for a fleeting mistake? Sometimes I think it was because I craved feeling alive. Sometimes I think it was pure selfishness. And sometimes, I admit, I don't understand myself at all. It's been 7 months. The divorce is still pending. Ethan visits the kids every weekend. He's polite but distant. I live in the same house, but it feels hollow now. The silence is heavy. The coffee tastes bitter. People say one moment doesn't define you, but this one does. In 10 minutes, I became the villain of my own story. And I don't know if forgiveness, for myself or from him, will ever come.